Andrew Whitelaw here for Sportskeeda, joined by the mighty Mackenzie Dern, 11th ranked women's UFC strawweight. Mackenzie, great to have you back in action. How good is it to be back in action?
Yeah, I'm so excited. In 2020, I had 3 fights in 6.5 months, so definitely to be active is good, especially like during the pandemic, I can't complain. So my last fight, I had like my broken nose. So for me, I would have been back maybe like in March or February, but just to get the good, like make sure I give some time for my nose. We're back in April and I was able to get a number 5 ranked fighter, opponents. I'm so excited about that. I really want to break the top 10, hopefully. And yeah, I'm excited. She's a mom too, so I think we're gonna be like on the ABC. It's like open channel, I think a lot of the guys are gonna like that. Maybe their wives and stuff will want to watch the fights more often with them, because they see two moms, on the highest level of MMA fighting. It's not like, amateur. It's like me. We're the highest level of MMA fighting. We both are like pretty recent moms, so I'm excited. I think it's a great opportunity and ready to start 2021 in a good way, hopefully.
Yeah, Nina Ansaroff, your opponent, only 6 months out from giving birth is crazy, but if anybody knows about that, it's you. It was only 4 months for you, right? Which was absolutely mind-blowing. How confident are you in your momentum? You 3-fight win streak, it's amazing. And, the only time you lost was after giving birth. So that's a pretty big excuse. So does that give you more confidence that actually, maybe there's a little bit of an asterisk against the Amanda Ribas fight?
I feel like I could have won the fight even after the pregnancy and everything, but it's just, you don't really, you feel like you're, superwoman, you're taking care of a child and, you're a wife and you're training and you feel like you're 100%, but it's more just the momentum, like to get used to getting punched in the face with 4-ounce gloves again. It's really rare. I think people do sparring with 4-ounce gloves and people are trying to punch you 100%. Usually the sparring is like 80%, so just to get back to getting used to that feeling and kind of getting punched and have to keep moving forward and continue forward. I think that's really what kind of took me out of the fight with Amanda. It's like getting that punch and it hurts, but you kind of forget what it felt like, so just getting back and fighting again. So I don't know how her camp was. Every mom is different, they have their own experiences and things like that. I know that I feel like I could have won, but so I know for sure she has all the possibility to beat me and everything like that. But like you said, man, I'm having like 3-fight win streak, but 4 fights coming off of 4 fights consecutive, feeling that feeling the pressure of the punch in the face, the weight cut, making weight. I'm just adding things to my game now. I'm kind of at a good point in my life where I can just add things to my game now. I'm not trying to catch back up to where I left off at. So I really think the momentum I have right now is really, really good. And if it was Nina or not, I'm so confident going to this fight. Like, I think I'm going to show like, okay, I'm really on the next level right now and trying to get to the belt, so anything can happen for sure. But I think the odds like look really good for me on this fight.
How do you feel about your striking? I saw you brought in a new boxing coach. Are you quite pleased with how your striking's going? I know that you're not shy about trading with her, but of course we know where your strength is. But are you pleased? Are you intrigued about showing off a little bit about your skills on the feet?
Yeah, I like my coach Jason Perillo. He did like Michael Bisping, BJ Penn. He's one of the best in the business. So it really is like mind blowing how like the difference the coaches make. When they're like a good coach and not so good coach. Because I feel like once I went to him, my whole level just went up. So much. And even my last fight was like 3 rounds standing up. Basically, I won the fight more because my stand up than my ground. So I think I was just turning the corner on that fight. And I think this camp, I really was able to like put it together. And the biggest thing is like keeping my eyes open, seeing the punches and putting the punches together, So of course I talked to my coach, like, man, do you think I'm going to be able to show my striking a little bit, But he said like, no, like on the right moment, you'll show it, and it's a striker versus grappler, this fight, So I definitely think the way to win this fight is to take down fast and submit and not get another broken nose and be back fighting again. But I really think that he's preparing me. He can see the end product, like I'm his like artwork that he's making, and I know he's making me prepared that that when the day comes and I can't take down and all these things, I'm gonna be able to, punch and look the professional champion style fighter that I'm meant to be. I have the potential to be.
I know often fighters want to visualize that they're going to be facing the best version of their opponent that they can possibly have. But in some ways, do you think that Nina is there for the taking? She hasn't fought in a long time. She's coming off of a loss. She just gave birth. It seems like she's there for the taking for you in a way. Do you think that's an element of that?
Yeah, because like I said, the same with me. I was the best I could be at that moment when I fought Amanda Ribas, for example, And I know for sure she's preparing the best. No one goes to a fist fight, not prepared, 100% prepared, So I know she's going to be the best prepared possible for this moment in her life, But like when my fight, and at 4 months, I felt so good. I did 100% my training, but I couldn't imagine how much better of an athlete I could be in 24 months. My dad will be 24 months in June. So you have no idea how much better you can be than at that moment. So definitely she's doing her 100% and she's going to be the best she can be right now. But I think if there's a moment to fight Nina, because she's dangerous fighter, she has good cardio, she goes the 3 rounds, she has good distance, good movement. Now is a good time to be fighting her. I think the chances are better than maybe, in a couple more years or fights for her.
You spoke about how big of an opportunity this is for you. Top 5 fighter. I mean, you can just jump up the rankings, which is kind of exciting. Ahead of her, you've got Carla Esparza, Yan Xiaonan, Joanna, and then we know that Rose is fighting Zhang Li for the title. So who do you like out of that top 5? Because in a way, you do have to be a bit strategic to plan your way to a title shot, right? You've been around long enough to be smart about it, I guess. So who would you want next? Who excites you in that top 5?
Yeah, it was like a little bit sad, after my last fight, even though the Verna, she was like 2 behind me on the ranking, but I didn't move at all. It was like number 11. I was like, man, at least I want to go to number 10, or 9, I don't know, something. But so really, I'm so happy with the number 5. But thankfully, like the Carla and Yang I don't know. Yeah, they're fighting, and Rose and with Zhang Li, they're gonna fight. So a lot of things are gonna happen within the top 5 girls. I think Joanna's the only one that doesn't have a fight scheduled yet. So who knows, if I win, what will happen? I definitely if it's strategic wise, I'm sure that they could find a different fight for me, my plan isn't to be the champion, like fighting people who aren't ranked or very low ranked and things like that. For me, I want to be the champion, like beating the people in front of me and going after them kind of thing. So for me to fight someone in the top 5, if I win my next fight this weekend, I'm down for it. I don't know if they'll give me one who loses, like if Carla loses, if they'll give me one who loses, because I'm coming off from like three wins, and if I win, will be 4 wins. So it's hard to give a 4-win fight streak with someone who just lost, but we'll see who wins the next couple weeks and see what they offer. But definitely, I think Joanna doesn't have a fight, or I don't know, whoever wins, if they don't go to the title. I think everyone at the top 5 can go for the belt after the next fight, So we'll see what they offer, but any of them sound good to me.
How do you feel about being an analyst? I'm sure you get asked for your picks all the time, but I would love to hear your pick for Zhang versus Rose. It's such a big fight for the division and the history of women's MMA, actually.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think if there's anyone to beat Zhang Li right now, it's Rose, because me looking at the champ, I'm thinking like, okay, if I was to fight her, not just because I'm a jiu-jitsu girl, but from most of her fights that I see, I think the ground is the way to beat her, like submission-wise, because obviously her fight with Joanna, her striking is so good, just good reflex, everything. And I think Rose has that, Rose has like heel, I see her working her ground game, her heel hooks, she has flying arm bars, she has that ground, surprising long legs, I think it's definitely dangerous, but I really think that Zhang Li is just at a great moment in her career right now, and I think it's going to be hard to take her off the throne right now at this moment. She's been waiting to fight. She's been training this whole time since Joanna, so over 1 year, just training. At least what I think from her social media, I really don't know, but what it looks like, so I really think that she's just at a good moment in her life. She had some really great wins as a champ, And yeah, I think she's gonna end up taking it. But if anyone is to beat her right now, I think it's Rose, because she has the ground, that she has what I think is the best way to beat her, which is like kind of submissions and things like that.
Yeah, that bodes well for you if you get there against Zhang, maybe.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe in a couple
Okay.
fights she'll be kind of more burned out, not too motivated, and I can get the submission. We'll see.
Yeah, will be interesting to catch back up with you then. Okay, I've got one more. We're asking all the fighters because it's going to probably be the biggest fight of the year. If you don't mind giving us your prediction for Poirier McGregor 3. It was a huge fight last time. I would love your analyst's prediction on that one, if you don't mind.
I think Poirier, I think he like really saw how to win, I think he saw like kind of what worked out good for him. And I think it's just hard to find the motivation, even though like McGregor, he's obviously going to be like motivated, no one likes to lose and things like that. But I think, Poirier is just really more motivated right now. He doesn't kind of have kids and all these things. It really does make a difference in the life, and even though for the guy, maybe and I think his wife is like, McGregor's wife is pregnant. So another one on the way, newborn, it's going to be pretty crazy, but I think Poirier wins the third round.
Solid. Well, I can't wait to catch up with you after your next victory against Nina. Fingers crossed. Thanks so much for your time, Mackenzie. I appreciate it. Great to have you back. Awesome.
Thank you. Thanks so much.